All right, welcome to part one, HMG Target Systems versus the other guys. Here we're going to be discussing the arrival of the targets and assembly. First up is Target A. Target A arrived in two nondescript cardboard boxes. When they arrived, I didn't know what they were at first. Opened them up, general instructions, no big deal. As I started pulling pieces out and looking at it, I started seeing some flaws, and we'll point those out throughout the three-part segment in the write-up that I did that you can find on our website at hmgunworks.com. The two pieces that I pulled out first were mild steel, and according to the directions were the support legs. So once all this was put together, it was very unsteady on a flat surface on the table that I was doing the assembly on. So that pretty much told me that it was probably going to be even more unsteady once we got out to the range and started doing a little field work with it. The base has a spring housing attached to the mild steel support. A weak spring didn't seem to allow for much movement, which translates into less energy absorption, overall limiting the durability of the target system. The exposed bolt heads would be damaged if hit, could shear off pieces of metal. Then we'd run into the issue of the 90-degree angle of the target face itself. When you shoot steel, you create spalling. Spalling's got to go somewhere. If you got a target sitting at 90 degrees, that spalling is going to come back at the shooter or bystanders. Not a good thing, not a good day at the range when that happens. Target B. Target B was fairly simple to put together. The top half containing the target face and spring assembly simply just sat down over a 1-inch piece of square tubing on the base. The base itself was an H-shaped additional 1-inch square tubing. It seemed to provide some fairly decent stability to the target. I wasn't really concerned about the stability of it. The target face bolted to a separate piece of steel which was connected to the spring assembly. And here again we have the exposed bolt heads with actually on this target, a slightly negative 90-degree angle where that spalling is coming back to the shooter or the bystanders. First glance of this target, I expected the tubing to carry the weight of the target would be the first failure point, and we'll see when we get to the range what happens. Target C came in a single box, assembled from 3 sections shipped from the company. The legs were made out of mild flat stock steel. They are bolted to the target system base. Target face set up on those angled support legs. The base, I think, was AR-500 steel. I'm not real sure. But the target face and spring assembly attached to that. And here again we have the issues of the exposed bolt heads to the shooter. And not just the exposed bolt heads on the target face, but you have an additional bolt head holding the front support leg on. The spring assembly and target face looked pretty robust and sturdy. I think it was a little bit hindered by the design. Not a terrible design. Some changes, and this would probably be a pretty good target system. I just have issues with the 90-degree angle and the exposed bolt heads. Spalling's a big issue when you're shooting steel. We mentioned that before, and you'll actually see that coming up in the video at the range. Target D. Target D didn't even arrive in a box, came just like you see it. It was a target face bolted to a hinge, bolted to a flat stock steel base in a square shape. Simple design, really simple design. But it's a one and done target. You shoot it and it falls and you're done. So you're going to get some spalling back at the shooter with the exposed bolt heads. And like I said before, it's one and done. So you shoot it, unless you find a way to brace the target, you're going to have to go down and pick it up every time you shoot it. Eventually those bolt heads are going to get sheared off at some point. Alright, so last but not least, the HMG Target System. It comes assembled in one box and ready to go. There's no setup, bolts, screws, etc. The only thing you have to do is screw in the threaded foot all the way down to get that 20-degree angle. There's no exposed bolt heads. There's no springs. There's no hardware. There's nothing to shoot. You have nothing but a target and the front AR-500 base to shoot at. So you're not going to break anything. You're going to shear off any metal. The only thing presented to the shooter is the target face. And the target face is automatically set at 20 degrees and is adjustable. Like I said, when it comes out of the box, just put the threaded foot on, take the strap off, and you're ready to go. That's it. That's all there is to it. This target system is portable. As you can see with the strap, you just lay the target face down, strap it down, pick it up, throw it in the back of your truck, and you're ready to go. With the other targets, I didn't see any versatility when it came, to their use. The design of each of those targets doesn't lend itself to any kind of versatility and the ability to change target faces. The HMG Target Systems, all of our target faces fit on all of the target bases. So all it's a matter of just taking the master pin out and the spring and putting a new target face on. You can see the reaction of our target system is going to absorb the energy, especially on those big, heavy rifle rounds. The reaction itself, that energy has to go somewhere when you're dealing with a target system with doesn't have a lot of reaction to it. It's going to absorb all that and eventually lead to failure. The way ours is designed, not only with the 20-degree angle for the spalling going one direction, which is down, you have the reaction with the spring, which is helping absorb all that energy. I was talking about accessories. Again, the versatility of the other targets just wasn't there. I didn't see it. As with ours, not only do our 4 standard shapes fit on our target bases, but we do custom work as well. So if there's a target shape that you want, you can call us up and we'll make it for you. We also have a second stage target kit, which allows you the ability to use paper silhouettes. You take the spring off, leave the spring on, whichever you want to do. You engage the target. When it goes back, you have a limited time to engage a silhouette. We also have the target elevation kit, which again, any of our targets can be used on because all the bases are the same and they all fit on that. So you can use that elevation kit in any kind of scenario that you can think of, any kind of training scenario, competition scenario. You can put it in windows, car windows, behind barricades, any of that. And we've done it all. The target faces can be changed in an instant. It takes all of a couple of minutes to change them out. So if you're running a competition, you can run different stages, swap out the target faces, and then be set within a matter of minutes. So stay tuned, part 2. And again, you can check out the write-up I did, and we'll talk to you later.